Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. We're back for another autism vlog. Now, I would like to do autism content at least every month, every other month. It's just depending on if I come up with something to talk about. So, this episode is going to be about why it's important, why clear, direct, step by step instructions are important for autistic people to know what you expect from them, what you want them to do, and so on and so forth. And the example that I'm going to use for today is how I possibly lost an editing client because they were not clear as to what they wanted done to the video. They provided me with nothing so I can get an understanding of what they wanted from me. And what I mean is maybe a sample clip of what they did on their own time, maybe a video from another YouTuber that they watch whose editing style kind of matches what they're looking for, something like that. I would say sometime last week, might have been on a Monday or a Tuesday, I don't quite remember. Someone had messaged me on Twitter saying they were looking for an editor. Their friend was looking for an editor to edit together some basketball clips. I'm like, do you want a compilation? I'm gonna show the conversation in a minute. I'm just giving you a brief rundown. For a brief rundown, and I asked, I'm saying, hey, please send over like a script or a rough draft or something so I can get an understanding as to what the friend wanted. And I asked for that over and over, and they would not provide me with one. But like I said, I'm just gonna show y'all the messages. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up this little exchange on my phone. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Okay, so the person reached out saying, "Hello, I see you're an editor. I was hoping if you could tell me the prices you charge as well as answer a few questions. I'm trying to get a few videos edited of people playing basketball, and I was wondering if that's something you possibly have worked with before." And I said, "Prices start at $50 depending on the video. Do you want a compilation of people playing basketball? What platform? TikTok, Instagram Reels?" And the reason I asked for that is to decipher the price. If they wanted like a full on YouTube video, that might be 20 or 30 minutes, like saying like after editing and everything. But they just want like a brief little highlight reel for Instagram Reels or TikTok or maybe YouTube Shorts. Then that'd be roughly around $50. The video will be highlights of someone playing basketball. The platform will be originally on TikTok, but I'll probably move it to other platforms as well. What I need for the video to be better organized and also the color grading to be edited for a darker stylish theme. Here's the concept. There will be footage that I want to be organized to go perfectly with a non-copyrighted song that I think matches perfectly with the video. But what I need for an editor to be able to organize the highlights with direction from me of how they want the flow to go. What I need the editor to do is basically match the highlights perfectly and slow down some parts to match the beats and also change the color of the video into something more stylish. And they linked like a little sample clip. But showing the precise filter, because you can just apply a filter to get different colors. And in editors, you can add a specific filter to change the color of the scene. So giving me a specific name of a filter would have been helpful. That's what I needed, like the name of it, because there are a lot of filters. All right, my editor has the features required for your concept. I suggest you send the track you want for the project. I pay for Epidemic Sounds because Epidemic Sounds is a paid licensing software. So the reason why I asked for, I told them about Epidemic Sounds because it's paid. And if I would have put it in their video and they don't pay for it and the friend doesn't pay for it, on TikTok, the video be muted. Instagram, it might be blocked. I'm not sure. YouTube, you get a copyright claim. Also, I'm going to need a layout so I know what you want at what mark. So I'm basically asking for like a rough draft or maybe a sample clip that they made in their spare time, or maybe a video from another YouTuber whose editing style matches what they want or something like that. Example, at the 2-minute mark to 240-minute mark, I want the color to be red. But the 3-minute mark, I want slow-mo, right? Or every time someone shoots the ball, add a slow-mo. Every time somebody dunks, do this, like vibrate the scene, whatever. Yeah, so give me some time to get everything in order and then we can get down to it. And if the preview you have seems to fit what I'm looking for, then we might be able to discuss getting this project and other projects completed. I just need a script of what you want at what mark. Hit me up when you're ready. Absolutely. Then they said, Mexico 21 is the video's focus. I have around 2 minutes of highlights that needs edited, but before that, can you edit the highlight I just sent? Use the filter. What filter? You got to give me the name of a specific filter, or at least what color you want, and I can search gradient filters. At least I will know the name or something. Could have sent a picture of it. Also, maybe some slow mo and music, and I'll use it as a sample and show the basketball player. And if he likes it, then we might have future work for you. Here's like the third freaking time I asked for uh like a rough draft or something so I can have a visual understanding of what the person wanted. And I'm gonna get into it in a minute as to why I asked for a visual. It will help if you send over a map of what you want at what marks. That way I can make sure I have what you want at the right mark. So what I mean is, like I say, let's say I send this video to an editor. I want it edited. Then I can say, well, anytime I read the messages, just show that message there and add like a background blur around it. Like I did when I reacted to the video of the Roblox hacker. Whenever I read the messages on Twitter, there was like a background blur behind it. Like switch between the messages and message me, like that. And I would just say every time. Since I can't really pinpoint the exact mark, I believe say every time this happens, do that. Also, I did not ask to email me because Twitter DMs wouldn't let me download it. Also, I recommend your friend sends the music he wants. I use Epidemic Sounds, so unless he uses them, the video will have a copyright claim for YouTube or muted on TikTok. And I don't want that. They say they use non-copyrighted music, but I was referring to Epidemic Sounds has non-copyrighted music, which you have to pay for a license. So because they never specifically said what track they wanted, so that's why it's important that you lay out everything you're gonna want the editor to do and have your music ready or your intro, outro, whatever ready. Or if you watermark your videos, you gotta have all of that provided for your editor, who you might hire, will hire, whatever. After the video ends, just play a decent image that makes Mexico 21 look good. And let that play for about 15 seconds at the end of the video, just to give a little show at the possible ideas and stuff like that. At the end of the video, it'll be the video with a nice filter and focus on Mexico 21 with some nicely timed slow mo, nicely synced with the music. And after the video ends, just keep a freeze frame for about 15-20 seconds of a nice shot of Mexico 21. If he likes the sample video and if everything turns out good, then we will hopefully be able to get you some work in the future. I'm also an editor, but I just don't have much time to edit his stuff. That's why we're looking for some help, which is understandable because a lot of YouTubers, they hire editors too. So we are getting into how I lost this deal because they weren't clear enough. We'll get into that. But for a brief rundown, most if not all autistics are visual learners. I'm one of them. And the way I describe a visual learner is you're actually showing me a visual and I can learn I learn by what I'm seeing, like right in front of me. That's my definition of a virtual learner, a visual learner, is that I'm learning based on what I'm seeing right in front of me. So if you sign up for let's say sign up for dance lessons and you learn by someone demonstrating the moves that the person wants to put in the dance or something like that. Or in my case, if they had they sent over a rough draft or a sample clip or like a layout of what they wanted and where, then I would have a better understanding. I said, do you want the slow mo when the guy does the layup? A nice timeline of what you want and what mark will help, and be sure your friend has what he needs at the right spot. So this is me basically. I'm constantly asking for some sort of timeline or some sort of rough draft as to what they want done. Yeah, I think so. Again, the focus is on Mexico 21. They're just saying focus on my friend, but they're not telling me what exactly they want done to the video when the friend does whatever. So when the friend steals the ball, what effects do you want at that point? When the friend does this, what do you want? When the friend does that, what do you want? Like, you gotta lay out exactly what do you want if when the friend does like whatever action in the video. Like, but when the guy with the red ball, with the red shoes has the ball, it'd be nice to have some edits there as well. What edits? Do you have any idea how many ways you can do edits? They're just saying they want an edit, but they weren't clear as to like what edit did they want. Did they want like a pan and zoom? Did they want a zoom effect? Did they want to distort the audio? Did they want to distort the picture? Like, what edits do you want? Do we discuss if you want to add a little edit here and there and there and there? That's your choice. Eventually, hopefully, you'll be able to get a stable perspective on what we like. So, I've asked at least 5 times, and it's basically made crystal clear to me that they're not going to provide me with some sort of rough draft or a sample clip or whatever, so I can see what they are looking for. So I created some samples. All right. Okay, so I emailed the samples, but then they wanted them in the Twitter DMs because Gmail was being weird. I don't know what they meant by that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Gmail was down in their area. I don't know. Sometimes Gmail does act a bit, I don't know, whatever. Okay. So I sent 3 different clips. So the friend, for the friend. Nice, let me talk with him and let's see if we can get something worked out. So that sounded like I might have scored the deal. So this is where I felt like that I ruined it. Okay, so we seem to all agree the last one was the best one. One thing that they're concerned about is the transitions must be nice. There was no mention of transitions throughout this entire exchange. No, there were no mention. There was not one mention of transitions and how you want them. That's why I asked for the freaking flowchart. My editor has animated transitions to help blend into the next frame. For an example, and it blends into the next frame, right? So they never specifically said how they want their transitions. Like when I like this video here, you might notice a jump cuts, you might not notice a jump cuts. But when I took a really long pause or edited out something I didn't want, or editing out me looking for something, you will see a little jump cut. The frame blends in basically. The frame, like my editor kind of blends the jump cuts so they don't look too sharp. Because you know how when you watch some YouTubers, their jump cuts could look kind of sharp. Me, I somehow figured out how to make them kind of more smooth. Like you didn't really notice it was there unless I'm in this room and then I play the video back and I'm in the bathroom or something like that. So you just said the transitions have to be nice, but do you realize how many definitions nice in general has? It has a lot of definition. There was no specification of the transitions and how they should be. With editing, there's like so many things that you can do. There are a plethora of things that you can do with editing, especially to match the video that you want. Like if I'm like this video here, I have to pick an editing style that matches it. Like when I do my gaming video, I have to pick an editing style that matches that. The last one was good with transitions. They're also concerned about spending their money for what they think are simple edits. Did you? You had the fucking nerve to call my edits simple? Oh, okay, let's be serious here. But what the hell does he mean, simple edits? What the hell does that mean? First and foremost, I asked 5 times. If you got $100 every time I asked for like a layout or whatever, y'all could probably buy the PS5. I said specifically, it will help if you send over a script of what you want done to the video, or please send over a layout, a cutout, a layout. Please send over rough draft or whatever. You literally provided me with nothing. You provided me with nothing, no guides, nothing, so I can get a look, get a feel of what you're looking for. But your friend is concerned about paying for simple edits.
Bye, Felicia.
First and foremost, that's a common misconception when it comes to video editing. That's a pretty common misconception. That editing looks quote unquote simple, but when you go behind the scenes, you realize that you need to learn what all the features does. So you're doing color correction. You need to know how much saturation you need, how much this you need, how much that you need to fit that environment. So like if I'm outside, how much saturation do I need? When I'm inside, how much saturation do I need? If it's a bit dark in the room, how much brightness do I need? There's a lot that goes to editing and just loading it in the timeline and whatever. And like when I add my effects, I have to perfectly time it at the appropriate moment. And at times it's delayed, so I gotta like reset it and make sure it's right in the spot where I want it. So let's say I'm yelling, I'm like, what? The same? You know, like, and I want to do a pan and zoom. I gotta make sure the pan and zoom is right when I start like yelling, like what the, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and this is why it's important that you communicate with your editor and provide them a rough draft of what you're looking for. Because there's so many different editing styles that you can have to accommodate and to fit that video. They're saying you want edits, they're saying you want this, they're saying you want that. It's too vague. Like them saying when X has the ball, some edits there would be nice. What edits? And the reason I do this is because I feel like it's important that I over explain to the T, to the max, to maximum overdrive, because if I don't, there's gonna be that one person that'll take what I say out of context when they could have just asked me what I meant. And I could have easily clarified it in the comment on TikTok, whatever. Okay, I was so busy ranting. Now this friend provided me with nothing. Nothing. So I can get a visual of what they're looking for. Even if it was something they did in their spare time. Even if it was a video from a YouTuber that they watch whose editing style matches what they're looking for. All I got was vague instructions. But you're concerned about paying for simple edits. The reason this upsets me is because, like I said, I was provided with very little information to understand exactly what the person wanted with the video. And because I was provided with with the little information I was provided with, basically I just guessed what edits the person wanted. I guessed. And clearly, based on that guess alone, the person got concerned. Honestly, I mean, I'm going to probably be brutally honest. I'm probably going to get hate for this. I'm probably going to be hate mouthed for this. But if you won't communicate with your editor, if you won't tell them specifically what you want and where, if you won't provide them with anything, if you won't provide them like a rough draft or a sample clip you did on your own time, or a timeline, like timeline A, this timeline B, and then you're concerned, honestly, that's on you, because I can't read your mind and know what you want. There are a million filters, there are a million edits, there are like a million ways you can edit a video. Like, you guys know that video I did when I called out that creep who was only interested in me because he thought he could sleep with me? And I had the green screen and I was able to change the background. And then remember when I whipped out my ace flag, my asexual flag right there? I don't know. Mirror. Okay, like right there. And then I turned off the green screen and came and showed you reality. That's a way to edit. Like when I did my Roblox funny edits videos, that's the way to edit. When I did my GTA 5 mission failed montage based on, from scenes from my Let's Plays, that's an edit. There are like 100 ways you can edit. If this person thinks editing is simple, then do you really need an editor then? Like the way I saw it is they thought it was easy and they could have done it themselves. They didn't want to spend money on something that they could do themselves. Why is this guy making it out to be something bad? Because sometimes a lot of people, they might not have the time, or maybe like they don't have a good computer to run the editor that they want. Because that was an issue that I had when I was a small broke YouTuber. When I was a small broke ass YouTuber, I struggled. No editors will work on the computer that I had. Filmora barely worked. So I really couldn't edit my potential because of that barrier that I had, not a strong computer. And if I had the money at the time, I would have hired an editor. And what I would have done is, depending on the video, I make a spreadsheet. I will have it all ready. I make a spread layout. Or what I would do is I would send them a video from a YouTuber that I watch. I'd be like, I'm looking for something similar to what this guy does. I want an editing style similar. My editing style fits this YouTuber, so here's a video to use as a guide, or make a spreadsheet, or I will send both. And also, if you just provide a layout, if you provide a video, then all you gotta do is just say, I'm looking for an editor. I'm looking for something similar to this. I want something like this. I want something like that. Then they say when it comes to editing, it's hard for the content provider to give step by step. No, it is not.
No, it's not.
No, it is not. No, it is not. You might have to adapt your instructions to the video in question, but it's not that hard to lay out what you want the editor to do to your video. It is not that hard. Like I said, a compilation versus like a video like this, that is a major little distinction. But what I mean is you might have to adapt your instructions to that video. So a compilation, you can say at the 10-minute mark, do this, at the 12-minute mark, do that. But for a video like this that is going to be edited, you could first and foremost be like jump cuts. Anytime I say anytime I take a long pause, and whenever I'm looking through my phone for something, I'm gonna be reading messages. So edit out when I'm looking for the messages on my phone. Edit out every time I look for the screenshots or something like that. Then after we've covered like the jump cuts, then I'll be like, every time I scream, zoom in, like add a pen and zoom. Every time I do this, every time I kind of like flaunt my hands, like whatever, vibrate the picture, shake the frame. Every time I yell, add like a audio filter, like a radio audio filter, or a megaphone audio filter, or an echo audio filter, or something like that. Or let's just say I want them to edit me together like a mission fail montage for GTA. After every mission failure moment, add a funny meme. The meme is up to you. Or put the memes in the folder. Be like, here, add these memes after every mission failure scene. And then the person knows that after every mission failure scene, add this meme, add that meme. So yeah, you might, like I said, you might have to adapt your instructions to that video, but it's not that hard to provide steps as to what you want done to the video. Like, I'm just implying that their friend can't be concerned when they never provided me with anything. This is why explicit instructions are important. As you can see, I asked for a flowchart, I asked for a layout, I asked for a script, or whatever you want to call it. They would not give me one. So all I was able to do was just guess based on the little information that I was provided. And then their friend was worried. I mean, I have not heard, okay, this exchange was Tuesday. It's Sunday as of me filming this video. So I guess they found someone else. I guess the friend was too concerned and they found someone else. I don't know. But this is why explicit instructions are important for me as an autistic person. Because if I don't have enough information, the only thing I can do is guess. And there's a good chance that my guess is not going to be on point. As you can see here, my guessing was not on point. My guess was not on point. So I don't know, should I refuse projects if the person won't send me a guide or what? So, but what I did do on my on my blog, on my Hire Me page, I did say, upon requesting me to edit, I am going to ask for a spreadsheet. I am going to ask for a flowchart. And that in failure to provide me with some type of guide so I can see may result in you not getting what you want. So I did make a prototype video. I'm going to react to that. But this video is already 37 minutes so far, sans editing, to show this guy that editing isn't so simple. So sans editing, this video is 37 minutes. So I'm just going to pick certain points in the prototype video and just react to those. Okay. All right. So before I react to some points in this video, like I don't want to come off as like picky or difficult. It's just that being a visual learner, I need some type of visual that I can look and see and use as a guide. And then I will know what my editing has to match. Without that there's all I can do is guess or just go based on what I do for my own videos. And that more than likely is not going to be what you're looking for. Now, okay, it'd be a different story if they did provide a guide and I chose not to follow it, and the guide and nothing in the guide was close to nothing in the edit, I mean, was close to the guide. That is a different story. But I was giving literally nothing. Provide the box where you want the jump cut. Spreadsheet A, be like, A, I want a jump cut here. Yeah, that's what I was okay, that's what I was saying. Let's say step one, the jump cuts. Um from minute 1 to minute 5. Cut that out. From and then every time I do X, cut that out. Every time I do that, cut that out. Every time I have to do this, cut that out, and so on and so forth. One jump cut there. Anytime I say anytime I take a pause longer than 5 seconds, etc. Then after I've cut out everything, then be like, here's timeline B. They just said, I want edits here. I want edits there. Focus on this person. That is too vague, and that is even I mean, focus on that person. But like I said, they just said the target is this guy here, but still didn't tell me like every time he was in frame, what edits did you want done, or what did you want done every time he was in the frame or something like that. There's not enough information for me to understand what you want done to the video. As an autistic person, I need direct, clear instructions, and there is nothing direct nor clear in their instructions. Okay, I'm gonna give an example of what would have been direct and clear. Hello, I'm looking for somebody to edit together some basketball reels, and these are edits that I want done to the video. The video is going to be this amount of minutes or seconds long. Since this video is only 20 seconds, here's a nice little timeline of what I want, what I want done to it. When number 2 has the ball, do a zoom effect. When number 4 has the ball, vibrate the picture. Before that, can you edit the highlight I just sent? Use the filter. But they just said the filter and then specify what filter. Like I said, editors can have loads of filters depending on your editor. Most editors, like Adobe Premiere, Filmora, maybe some others, they might have in a feature where like a extension to where you could purchase more filters if you want that. Like that. So at least they could have gave me the name of a filter and I could have searched up in my editor, and then any editors that were close will pop up. When you are not clear enough with someone in regards to how you want something done, 9 times out of 10, they're going to try the best they can to guess, keyword guess, what you want based on the little information that you gave them. Do you want somebody guessing what you think they would, what they think you want, when you could just tell them from the get-go? I think this is important, that if you hire me as your editor, I need this information. Because as you can see, with little to no information in regards to what this person wanted, they were concerned and they didn't want to spend money on something that was simple. Like, I'm just paraphrasing. Or more than likely, they were concerned about spending money on something simple. So, therefore, if it looked simple to them, how should it have looked so it wouldn't look simple? You provided me with literally nothing so I can get an understanding of how it should look so it won't look quote unquote simple. That's what I'm saying. What do you mean by that? What do you mean nice? Just so the transitions must be smooth. The transitions must be sharp. The transitions must be jumpy, like bloom, 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 bloom. What transition? Do you mean the jump? You heard the DJ stop sound that I added? That's another way to edit. You throw in memes, audio memes, picture memes at the appropriate spot. That's another way to edit a video. I'm just trying to show you, like in this video here, the various edits that I added, and you will see the various edits in this video that I'm going to edit. You will see the various ways you can edit a video. Like, watch my gaming video, see how I edit those. Watch this type of video, see how I edit those. Watch my rage montages, and you can see how I edited those. Jump cut? Do you mean blend the jump cut in with the next scene? Is that what they meant? I'm not trying to say that, I have a big issue with them bringing the concerns to my attention. If you have any, if there are spots you're a little worried about, it's okay to express that. But what I'm calling out is that they're addressing concerns that was never addressed to me in the first place. Like, throughout the entire message. They never said how they wanted their transitions to be in the messages that I called out. Nowhere in sight did it say, I want the transitions to do this. I want the transitions to do that. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm a problem with them addressing things. You right. You guys are like,
If you're throwing a baby tantrum because they wanted to bring a concern to your attention, then why the fuck do you want to be a video editor?
no, that's not the thing here. It's just that they're concerned about how the video looked when I was giving literally nothing to get a better understanding what they were looking for. Now, it's one thing if they did, like I said earlier, it's one thing if they did provide me with a guide, like a video, timeline, even a video from somebody else who has a style that they're looking for, and I chose not to follow it. I can see that. Or if they're concerned about the time zones between where I am and where they am, like if their friend has a deadline, and then they might be concerned that if they need a last minute change and I'm asleep or I'm busy, I can understand that being a concern. Oh, because what if I need them to change something and they're asleep or they're busy or something like that. But other like I'm saying is this entire video, you can't just not give the person any idea of what you're looking for in your art, music, you know, like the banner that I commissioned on my YouTube. I sent them something and said, "This is what I want, but you're gonna draw it, right?" It's just what you do when you hire somebody to do anything like this. You give them a picture, a blueprint, something, so they know what you want it to look like. When I used to get a relaxer for my hair, it makes your hair straight, basically. I would find a picture on Pinterest that matched the length of my hair because it was short, like shorter at the time. So I find a picture of someone whose hair length matched mine. I'd be like, okay, this is the style that I'm looking for. The stylist, I know the stylist couldn't copy it to the T because the person in the picture's hair is different than mine. But at least it was a guide, so they know what so they would someone know what I was looking for. When I edit that other audio filter, see that's an edit. Okay. The last one was good with transitions. They're also concerned about spending money for what they think are simple edits, but with what's been shown, I already think it's safe to assume you can actually do more than those edits, right? So that's the thing. They're just saying edits, 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 edits. But you're not saying what edit do you want. I think what I should do is not accept any reach outs outside of my blog. Because on my blog, I lay out what I do and I link the sample for each category. Like I link my Instagram or my Twitter or my TikTok to where you can, where people can constantly keep an eye out. Or, if I can't upload some videos on TikTok because of the sounds might cause the video to be muted, which has happened, then instead I post it on Instagram or my Twitter. And they look at my Instagram or my Twitter. And like I said, what I did was I added a note on my blog saying that, we're indicating that like upon reaching out to me, I will ask for some sort of guide. I will ask for some sort of map of what you want done to the video, and failure to provide that may result in you not getting what you want. So the person will be on notice that if they fail to provide a map and they're not happy with the results, then that's not my problem. iPhone Pro, iPhone 15, 16, whatever. Anything that is not related to the iPhone or YouTube, edit that out. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say send over a script, and then I provide an example if I were to hire a video editor. Example, I'm out of town. I'm not gonna have time to edit due to having no internet access on the road. Then while I'm AFK, I'd make a spreadsheet for the person, being like, "This is what I want done to the video." Like, Exhibit A, this is what I want here. B, this is what you do next. C, this is what you do next. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So if I'm making a video about an iPhone and I say, okay, the camera is another thing. And I'll say, if you're a YouTuber and you make videos on your phone, I recommend this iPhone. Yeah, basically, I'm saying, like, an example, let's say, why you should buy the iPhone Max and put like a title opener. Why you should buy the iPhone? Reason number one, because it's cheap. This is an example, by the way. Reason number two, it has 200 gigabytes. Example number three, it shoots in 4K. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the money for a good computer to run an editor. But I don't think simple edits is such a bad thing. Anything is simple if you have the right editor. That's like when I used, what's it called, VSCC editor. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That the guy thought that they didn't want to pay for something that they could literally do themselves. So you want to hire an editor. It's just that it shouldn't have to be like rocket science. No, I'm implying that if they say that they were concerned about paying for something simple, then I was under the impression that they wanted like movie level editing. In that case, then you need to reach out to somebody who's in that field, like film production, movie, and so on and such, short films, and you know, spreadsheet chart like I asked for, then I would have known what edits they want and where. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, even if, like I said, even a sample video would have even showed me. Then again, they could have been like, I'm not sure how to make a spreadsheet like you're asking, but here's a video sample of what I'm looking for. Like, it's not that hard. I have a saying: if you are too vague in regards to what you want, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get what you want. Yep, and the reason that is all the person can do is guess based on the little information you gave them. And would you want somebody guessing what they think you will like when you can just tell them? There's a good chance that you're not gonna get what you want. It might be fully what you want. I have another example. I was trying to look for some work from home jobs on a Pinterest board. And I came across one board that said that you could test websites, meaning they provide their own screen recorder. I hook up my mic and I had to do a mic test to make sure that it picked up my raw audio okay. And so it will record for 90 seconds and I had to look at the website and talk about the features. They wanted feedback on what could be better. Wait a minute. By the way, it might have been 2 minutes. I don't remember, but it might have been 90 seconds. Might have been 2 minutes. Not sure. Or they wanted me to review the website. So I reviewed the website, sent the email. Then I get an email back saying it wasn't what they looked for. It wasn't what they were looking for. When they literally provided me zero, I repeat, zero information in regards to what they wanted me to review. What do you want me to review on your website? You want me to review the layout? You want me to review the load speed? So the person knows. So yes, this site provided me literally nothing to know what they wanted critiqued. And they want to come back and say it wasn't what they wanted. This is what I'm trying to say. That how am I gonna know what you want if you don't provide me with anything that lays it out? This video is almost an hour and 30 minutes without editing. Not so simple, huh? All right, so other reason. Okay, so throughout this video, you are going to see edits, right? You're going to see edits. That's to show you how vague their instructions were because like I said, there are a plethora of ways to do edits. Plenty of ways. All I'm saying, if you're going to hire me as your editor, if you're going to hire someone else as your editor, then you need to provide a sample of what you want. So I wanted to title this video Losing an Editing Client Due to Vague Instructions, and then make this an autism vlog. Vague instructions are really difficult for us to read in between the lines, to put together the clues to know what the person wants. Like I said, I can't say it as a fact how it's difficult for autistic brains to understand these type of instructions. I mean, I feel like I have to iterate my points because people kind of misread me and they don't bother to ask for clarity or be like, hey, this is how I'm seeing this. Can you explain? And instead just assume my intentions were ill from the get-go. So for those of you who are autistic and you have a similar experience to where you were given like little to no information in regards to what somebody wanted, and they wanted to turn around and be surprised Pikachu face Please let me know in the comments down below because I would like to hear your input. And if there are any points where I kind of misspoke, please let me know. And I will just make another video addressing those points because this is easier to explain in a video. Or maybe I'll make a TikTok explaining or something like that. So make sure you're following my social media. They're in the description down below and they're on my YouTube banner. I also have a Discord server to where you could suggest video topics to me. If the link is expired, please let me know. Message me and say, hey, your Discord link is expired. And then I'll go in and whip up a new one. So just please let me know. Because I don't know how long Discord links last upon like generating it. So just let me know. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You need to be direct and clear and provide step-by-step instructions as to what you want your video to look like. Without that, there is a good chance that you are not going to be happy with the result. If making a spreadsheet is difficult based on the video, then just send something similar. Send a video from another YouTuber that has an editing style that you want, that you like the best. So, catch you next.